Snow White kisses them all goodbye, and they head to work. The birds help her bake a pie that looks like it's made out of peas. The pie is for Grumpy so that he will like her, because the weight of the man's heart is through his stomach, of course. But suddenly she's interrupted by... The first question out of the Queen's mouth is to find out if she's all alone, and, like an idiot, Snow White says yes. Don't say yes! Shut the window in the creepy woman's face! It's clear she's up to no good! But Snow White decides to be kind, which is a good thing, but something tells me she's being a little too innocent here. I mean, the Queen practically shoves the apple in her face. Didn't anyone ever tell you not to take food from strangers? Technically, you're not supposed to take candy from strangers, but food counts! So the Queen fakes a heart attack, I guess, and Snow White takes her into the house. Major stranger danger. My goodness, what's Snow White gonna do next? Give her weapons? The forest animals figure out how dangerous the Queen is before Snow White does, and go to warn the dwarves about it. Meanwhile, the Queen informs Snow White that it's a magic apple, and Snow White believes her. Seriously? And while that's going on, the dwarves finally figure out what the animals are trying to tell them, and try to rush out to rescue her. But Snow White is still ridiculously gullible and makes a wish on the apple. She then takes a bite and dies. The dwarves are around and chase the Queen to a cliff. She tries to crush them with a boulder, but lightning strikes the rock she's standing on. And then we get our very first awesome Disney villain death. But it's too late. The beloved Snow White is dead. The dwarves grieve her loss. I especially love the effect of candle wax mimicking their tears in this scene. Clever touch. And this is the very first incredibly sad Disney scene we get, and my goodness, this is a good one. I mean, it's got funeral music, and even the animals are crying. Well, it looks like the movie's over. Hey, but we get a bit more story. First Disney prince is back. He comes to kiss, then mourn her. But something interesting happens when he kisses her. She wakes up. The prince takes her in his arms and puts her on his horse, then proceeds to lift each dwarf up so she can kiss them goodbye. Then he leads her away to his castle. And that's Snow White, the very first full-length animated film Disney ever made, and the first in a long line of animated films which followed. So does it still hold up? Of course! Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs really is a magical movie and a timeless masterpiece. You'll never see another movie like it. It's completely unique in almost every way. Every animated Disney film brings something new to the table, but this sets the standards pretty high. It's good to know that Disney's still going strong. It definitely deserved the standing ovation it got at its premiere when it was first released. Even though it's pretty obvious it was made in the 1930s, the characters are still memorable, and the songs, for the most part, everyone knows. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go right out and see it now. And I'm glad my reviews are starting on a high note. Oh, stay tuned for the next review, and music from the next review will be playing over the credits, so see if you can guess what it is. Until then, I'm Disney Fangirl, and I'll see you next time.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star,